Guys, hello. We're gonna do an ultimate guide for Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. A lot of people say how Sekiro is way too hard. And yeah, it's hard, but it's not way too hard. It's not for casual players. Is it harder than Dark Souls? No, it's not harder than Dark Souls, especially not in Dark Souls 1. The moment you realize you're not playing Dark Souls, then Sekiro will become easier. You are the butcher in Sekiro. You have your ultimate tricks for combat. I'll explain them later, but basically you can swing in this game. You're faster than 99% of enemies. There is no stamina and your block is OP. So what we're gonna cover with Ultimate Guide? We cover equipment, tips and tricks, inventory, skills, prosthetic tools, combat arts, quick items, and at the end we'll cover combat too and how you should access fights, boss fights, and regular mobs fights. So let's begin. So there are 22 basic rules, tips and tricks, call them however you like. The first one is you buy coin purses with your gold, with sen. What it means, whenever you see a trader, you go and you'll buy a coin purse. That way you won't lose any money when you die. You cure dragon rot with dragon's blood droplets. Always buy them when you spot them. You don't want NPCs dying from dragon rot, I guess. Prayer beads are what you get from mini bosses. Assemble 4 and raise your maximum health at Sculpture's Idol. You can open a nice little mini map from travel option. Backtrack all the maps after 5 to 10 hours, revisit them, so you always find new stuff. Speaking about new stuff, for example, once you acquire Mortal Blade, this thing here, revisit the bosses which corpses remained on the ground and severe immortality, plus gain new rewards. Just remember where the boss corpses are. Use sake and monkey blood for Emma, Sculptor, and Lord Ishin to unlock new conversation options. Use rice to bribe crazy grandmas in the game, and special rice have a new conversation with Lord Kuro. Use Mibu balloons to farm. You will make the game easier. How do you do it? You pop a balloon of possession before you start the fight. You kill enemies as much as you can. Once possession balloon expires, you'll use balloon of wealth, and you're gonna backtrack all the dead enemies and loot them all. Use Gachin sugar to sneak on mini bosses. It's very useful for those dead blows and for the first blood. Prepare for your fights against Headless. They're quite hard to kill. So you kill Headless with Divine Confetti. You deal a lot of damage to them with Divine Confetti. And you need to use Pacifying Agent and Purple Gourd to reduce terror damage. Throw upgrade materials in garbage, because it's completely useless. I'm kidding. Using prosthetics is fun, but it's still useless if you don't learn how to parry attacks, if you don't learn how to block. This doesn't feel like in Dark Souls, you know, when you find Titanite shards and then you go and upgrade your damage and armor and whatever. Here, they're only used for prosthetics. Most of the prosthetics are cosmetics. Shurikens are great to disrupt unavoidable attacks. X prosthetic is great against shields, and it's a good posture breaker, even on bosses. Spear, on the other hand, is a great posture damage dealer. Flames are cool against ogres, or better to say giant enemies in the game. Most of those giants hate fire. Sabimaru, Umbrella, and Mistraven are useless. Don't spend your crafting materials and your coin on those prosthetics. Divine Abduction and Finger are fun. Upgrade them once you're done with shurikens, spears, and X. Firecrackers are hands down the best tools in the game. You stun enemies. You frighten monsters. Beasts. Whatever you like to call them. What more do you want? Now we speak about combat arts, ninjutsu, and skills. We start with the smallest part. It's ninjutsu. Best ninjutsu in the game is by far Puppeteer ninjutsu. You dominate your enemies, they fight for you. Simple as that. When you backstab them, you trigger R1 again, and they become yours. Mushin arts are there for New Game Plus. So, we're gonna go straight to Shinobi arts. Shinobi arts. The most important Shinobi arts are by far Mikiri, one of the best skills in the game, if not the best skill in the game. You counter those thrust attacks, it's a must. As a very first point you can invest into Mikiri counter. Then run and slide, and after that it's suppress presence, suppress sound, and Shinobi eyes. That would be everything from Shinobi arts. By the way, have in mind, blues are the most important. Yellows go after blues, and reds are whatever. We're gonna speak about red skills later. Prosthetic arts. Grappling hook attack is the most important thing here. After that, it's Emma's medicine potency, and at the end, it's Emma medicine aroma. Nothing else from the skill tree. From machine arts, descending carp is absolutely great. Ascending carp is also great. Flowing water and breath of nature light are a must. Still over here, whatever. Temple arts, virtuous deed, and most virtuous deed are the things you want to go for. Combat arts. Until you get Mortal Draw, this thing here, best and easiest combat art to acquire is Shadow Rush. The rest of the skills are really whatever. Those two are great, everything else is there for fun only, but they're not that useful. Maybe Jimonji if you scale it out later, but Shadow Rush is the easiest to acquire. Now we need to speak about rules in combat. Sekiro is easier, much easier than Souls once you start playing like a butcher. The crazier you are, the easier the game gets. Just be aggressive and be relentless. So rule number 1, stay close in combat, especially against bosses of your size. For bosses 5 times bigger than you, just run around them and wait for them to finish their combo. Then go in, strike, and get out. Mikiri is the most powerful counter attack in the game. Practice it on enemies with spears. Just keep practicing Mikiri. Mikiri is a counter to thrust attacks. It's by far the most useful skill in the game and the most OP thing there is once you master that. Rule number 4, be aggressive. Remember, you'll die if you hesitate. Just be aggressive, be fucking crazy, be insane. Do not hesitate, go all in on every enemy. Open with stealth, then just go all in. They need some time to realize what's happening. You have plenty of time to slaughter them all. Use stealth non-stop. L1 is OP. Spam it. If you're not good with timing, you'll get lucky with spamming block in 90% of cases. This is why Sekiro is easier than Souls games. Just spam it. Final note, if you're afraid of a boss, you'll die from a boss. If you're way too cautious with a boss, you'll die from a boss. Just go in, die if you can, but learn something from it. It's better to be aggressive. Way much better to be aggressive. This is not Souls. This is something else entirely.